Ever found yourself on TradingView, staring at a perfect chart setup and thinking, man, I wish I could get this data out of here? Maybe for some advanced backtesting in a custom environment or to run your own analysis in a spreadsheet. If that thought has ever crossed your mind, then you're in the right place, because today, we're diving deep into the question, can you actually get data from TradingView? TradingView is, without a doubt, one of the most popular charting platforms for traders and investors worldwide. Its intuitive interface, vast array of indicators, and vibrant community make it an indispensable tool for many. But when it comes to extracting raw data, things aren't always as straightforward as clicking a download button. Let's break it down. The short answer is yes, you can get data from TradingView, but the extent and methods depend heavily on your subscription level and what kind of data you're looking for. First, the simplest method, manual export. For individual charts, TradingView does offer an export feature. If you have a paid plan, typically Pro Plus, Premium, or higher, you'll often find an export chart data option within the chart settings or context menu. This allows you to download the visible chart data as a CSV file. It's great for quick analysis of a specific period on a single instrument. You can also export data from the strategy tester, which is incredibly useful for reviewing your backtesting results, including a list of trades and performance summaries. Similarly, the stock screener allows you to export its results to a CSV, which is fantastic for building custom watch lists or filtering through a large universe of assets. However, there are limitations to this manual approach. You're restricted to the data currently loaded on your chart or displayed in the screener. If you need extensive historical data, especially for lower time frames like 1-minute or 5-minute bars, you'll run into bar limits. For example, even with a premium plan, intraday data might be limited to a certain number of bars, which could translate to weeks or months of data, not years. Daily and daily-based timeframes generally offer much deeper historical data, often going back decades for major indices and stocks. So, what if you need more? What if you want to automate the data extraction process for your custom trading algorithms or research? This is where things get a bit more complex. TradingView does have an API, but it's primarily designed for brokers and developers looking to integrate TradingView's charting library and trading capabilities into their own platforms. It's not a public API readily available for individual users to pull vast amounts of historical data directly for personal use. Accessing this API usually involves significant setup fees and ongoing costs, and it's geared towards institutional clients or businesses building their own trading ecosystems. However, the open-source community often finds creative workarounds. You might come across third-party Python libraries, such as TDataFeed, that attempt to interface with TradingView's data feeds. These tools are often developed and maintained by volunteers, and their functionality and reliability can vary. They essentially try to scrape or simulate requests to get data, but using them might violate TradingView's terms of service, so proceed with caution and at your own risk. Always check the legitimacy and security of any third-party tools before using them. In essence, while TradingView is an incredible platform for visualization and analysis, it's not primarily built as a raw data provider for individual users. The focus is on providing a powerful charting experience within their ecosystem. For serious quantitative analysis or extensive backtesting requiring years of granular historical data, you might need to look at dedicated data providers or brokerage services that offer robust data download capabilities or APIs designed specifically for that purpose. Understanding these nuances helps you manage your expectations and choose the right tools for your specific trading or analysis needs. TradingView is fantastic for what it does, and for many, the built-in export options are perfectly sufficient. But for those craving deeper dives into historical data, knowing these limitations can save you a lot of time and frustration. With that said, thanks for watching, and until next time.